Hey mom, as I walked around Chiang Mai today, I realized that just vibing isn't as effortless as it seems. On the surface, it seems simple, just walking, looking around, and letting the day unfold. But the more I felt into it, the more I realized that vibing isn't random. It rests on invisible foundations that shape how we experience a place. It begins with safety. Safety is invisible when you have it, but overwhelming when you don't. The reason I could stroll slowly, the reason I could let my eyes wander without scanning for threats, was because I trusted the environment around me. That trust softened my shoulders, lengthened my breath, and turned what could have been a hurried walk into an open exploration. Safety isn't just about the absence of danger, it's about the presence of ease. And when you feel that, you stop bracing against the world and start opening to it. But safety doesn't exist in isolation. It's woven from the quiet trust between people. In Chiang Mai, I notice it in the smallest interactions. The shop owner who lets me browse without hovering. The driver who accepts my polite decline without frustration. And the strangers who weave past me on narrow sidewalks with a nod or smile instead of confrontation. These little gestures may seem insignificant on their own, but together they form a tapestry of trust. It's that trust that makes it possible to wander without a destination, to let the city guide me instead of me forcing my way through it. That freedom doesn't come from the absence of structure, but from its presence. The moat, the old city walls, the sidewalks and crosswalks, even the flow of traffic. They create a frame around the chaos. And within that frame, I can move lightly, playfully, and curiously. Structure doesn't suffocate freedom. It shapes it, giving it direction without taking away possibility. And yet, even with safety, trust, and structure, vibing doesn't happen unless the mind is quiet enough to receive it. That's the part we often overlook. It takes a certain inner stillness to notice the lantern swaying above a street, to hear the temple bells faintly in the distance, and to catch the rhythm of footsteps blending with the hum of scooters. If the mind is restless, you miss it. Vibing requires space inside as much as outside. It requires slowing down enough to let the ordinary reveal its beauty. Not everyone gets to move through life with that kind of spaciousness. For some, walking the streets comes with urgency, survival, or fear. To have the luxury of wandering, to let curiosity lead instead of necessity, that's something to be deeply grateful for. Gratitude reframes the act of vibing not as something casual or lazy, but as something rare and meaningful. With that gratitude in mind, everything around me starts to shift. What might normally feel like chaos, the wires overhead, the scooters buzzing past, the crowded streets, suddenly feels like music. The city wasn't interrupting my peace, it was creating it. The environment began to mirror my state of mind, and the more I settled into it, the more harmonious it all became. And in that flow, solitude transforms. Walking alone doesn't feel like being separate, it feels like being part of something larger. Every person you pass carries their own story, their own reasons for being here, and yet for a few steps, your lives overlap. Thousands of different paths, different lives, all coexisting in the same rhythm. So just vibing isn't an accident. It's the result of safety, trust, structure, mindset, and environment all weaving together into a moment of ease. I vibed with some chicken and rice, and that was it for my day. Okay, love you. Bye.